Well, good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My name is Ladoris Thomas, and today I'm going to tell you a folk tale. So, we have two different things you all have. Some of you have a gold box, a gold square, some of you have a red circle. And so up here, I placed division on this side and purpose on this side. So those of you who have gold, you will signify Goldilocks. Those of you that have a red circle, you'll signify Little Red Riding Hood. And so, on today, I want to talk to you about two different people. So, in the beginning, I was like, does Goldilocks meet Little Red Riding Hood, or vice versa? Was Goldilocks, like, maybe, did she have, like, two different personalities? Was Little Red Riding Hood her alter ego, or was it the opposite? And so, what I found when reading, I said maybe the author, loved being different characters. And so as I read, I saw that Goldilocks was on a journey as most of us are. And so while she was on her way, I just believe that she was searching for her purpose. And she went into some people's houses and went into different places, and she tried to eat, and as we all know, you can't eat from everybody. Everybody can't feed you spiritually. And so some people are on different foods. Some people are eating meat. Some people are eating pork. Some people are drinking milk. Some people are still babies. So we're all at different levels. So as Goldilocks supped and ate from these different bowls, she found that she got sick and she couldn't eat it. So then Goldilocks went on her way to sit in a chair. And sometimes we try to sit in the seat of other people, and that's just not our gift. That's not our talent. That's not where we're supposed to be operating. So when she found that no one's chair, she didn't fit in anyone's chair, she decided to go and lay in someone's bed. Now, how many of you have laid in some beds that you didn't belong in? That's the word right there. So you have to be careful where you lay your head, where you sleep, who your friends are, because you just honestly never know what you're getting yourself into. And then as she was on her way, she figured out, I'm in the wrong house. And so sometimes we're in the wrong house, be it spiritually, be it mentally, be emotionally, we're in the wrong house. Like, this is our house, but sometimes we're just wrong. We're wrong, and we need some people along the way to help us. So when that family came back home and saw their house tore up, they were mad. And I'm sure they prayed a go-get-them prayer, and they was like, God, go get whoever it was, because they came in here and wrecked our house. And I'm sure back then they didn't have insurance, so they couldn't do an insurance claim, so I'm sure they were mad, because I've had my place broken into and not been able to get anything back on insurance. And so I believe that Goldilocks was just in a place that most of us have been in our lives, or some of you may be in that place now where you may be on the go, you may not know what your purpose is, you may be doing this job, you may hate this 9 to 5, but you grit your teeth when you get up in the morning because you know that it pays the bills, and so you stay in that box. But unlike Goldilocks, she wasn't going to stay in the box. She knew things that wasn't the right food for her. She knew that those weren't the right chairs for her. She knew that wasn't the right bed for her, and it definitely was not the right house. And so what she had to do was, I'm sure she went and listened to some Les Brown, my uncle, yes, Les Brown. I'm sure she listened to my Aunt Oprah, Thomas Winfrey, and some Soul Sunday, and got herself together mentally so that she could move to another level. And along the way, she became Little Red Riding Hood. Now, I believe the name Little Red Riding Hood was given to her because she lived in a specific area or demographic, and so they just decided to put hood on the back of her name. And how you know sometimes that you have to grow as a person. You might go to a different area, but you find, oh, I need some help. I still have a little bit of that go get them in me, or a little bit of Batgirl. I used to be Batgirl, had several bats, and that was because I was bullied, but that's a whole nother story, so y'all might need to come back. I don't know if you come back to Toastmasters, but you might need to come back to hear my story about that. But I'm no longer a Batgirl, just like I'm sure Little Red Riding Hood at the end of the story, Hood is not going to be on the end of her name. And I'm sure she's not going to be little anymore, because I'm sure she's going to grow, in which all of us should. Our goal should be to grow more. So Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother to go to her grandmother's house. And I like Little Red Riding Hood because she knew that her grandmother had some wisdom. And because she had a vision, she needed to be with some people who had some wisdom. How many of you love your grandmother? I love my grandmother. She's full of wisdom, but she also has no filter. So I have to be careful. You know, when I'm listening, sitting at grandmother's feet and listening, I have to be careful, you know, what to take and what not to take. Because you can be in the middle of a conversation and you can remember what grandma said do, and if you're not careful, all of it, the wisdom will come out and the non-filter will come out too. So you have to be connected with some people that have wisdom when you have a vision, because when you're connected to those people, they can help you get to that vision. They can help you obtain the things that you desire to see. So along the way, they said Little Red Riding Hood came upon a wolf. And apparently this wolf didn't know who he was dealing with when he saw Little Red Riding Hood, because again, I don't think she was really little like the people said she was. So the wolf came up to Little Red Riding Hood and was saying, I know where are you going? And she was like, none of your business. And then he asked her again, and she was like, none of your business. So of course Little Red Riding Hood was going through the hood, and she had her flowers in her basket. So some of her flowers came out, and the wolf decided to trail her and say, oh, okay, well, I know where you're going. I hear her singing about grandma, so she must be going to grandma's house. So the wolf went to grandma's house, and he thought it was going to be where he could knock on the door. But this was a modern day grandmother, so there was a button he had to push to get in. So the wolf was downstairs pushing the button, and grandma was like, who is it? What do you want? Grandma was like, oh no, you sound like you're hungry. You might need to come up so I can cook you some dinner. So the wolf went up, and he thought he was going to eat grandma, but grandma had some food at the table waiting for him to eat, and he got sleepy. He got the iris after he ate. So when Little Red Riding Hood got there, he was asleep. But I just want to thank you all today, and I hope you guys are headed with your purpose, going towards your vision. My name is Ladoris Thomas. I hope I didn't go over my time. Thank you.